They say a man discovers who he truly is only when everything is taken from him, not when he is winning, not when his name is spoken with respect, not when life rewards him for his effort, but when the noise fades, when the crowd disappears, when the night becomes long and silent, when he is left alone with his thoughts and his failures. This is the story of a man who lost everything he believed made him strong. And in that loss, he discovered a strength that could never be taken away. This is not a story about success. This is a story about discipline, loss, humility, and rebirth. A story written not with ink, but with endurance. In a land surrounded by mountains and long winters, there lived a man named Ryo. Ryo was known for his discipline. He woke before dawn. He trained his body until sweat soaked the earth. He sharpened his mind with strategy and calculation. People admired him. Some feared him. Most respected him. To Ryo, strength meant control. Control over time. Control over money. Control over outcomes. Like a samurai polishing his blade each morning, Ryo believed that precision and dominance were the highest virtues. He measured life in results. If you won, you were right. If you lost, you were weak. There was no room for hesitation, no space for softness. Ryo believed that emotion was a flaw, and humility was optional. He had never truly failed, and because of that, he had never truly learned. Failure rarely arrives without warning, but pride blinds even the sharpest eyes. Ryo began to take greater risks. Each success fed his confidence. Each victory silenced his doubts. He ignored advice. He dismissed caution. He believed his discipline made him untouchable. But discipline without humility becomes arrogance. A single decision, made quickly, confidently, without reflection, planted the seeds of collapse. At first, nothing seemed wrong, but beneath the surface, cracks formed. Trust weakened, foundations shifted, and Ryo, convinced of his own control, failed to notice. The fall did not happen all at once. It never does. A deal collapsed. A promise was broken. Money vanished faster than it was earned. All eyes became silent. Friends became distant. Doors that once opened without effort now remained shut. Ryo fought to recover. He worked harder. He pushed further. But effort without clarity only deepens the fall. Within months, everything he built was gone. Status, security, identity, and with them, his certainty. Ryo sat alone in a small, unfamiliar room. No banners on the walls, no symbols of achievement, just silence. His hands, once steady and commanding, now rested empty in his lap. For the first time, he felt fear. Not fear of hunger, not fear of hardship, but fear of being irrelevant. He asked himself a question that echoed through the night. If I am not successful, who am I? And for the first time in his life, he had no answer. Before dawn, Ryo made a choice. Not to rebuild, not to fight, but to walk away. He left the town quietly, no farewell, no explanation. He carried only what he could bear. The road ahead was uncertain, but for the first time, he did not try to control it. Like a masterless samurai, Ryo chose exile, not as punishment, but as purification. Days turned into weeks. Ryo walked through forests where no one knew his name, villages where his past held no value. With every step, his pace slowed. His thoughts softened. He slept under open skies. He ate when food was offered. And in the absence of recognition, something unfamiliar emerged. Presence. One cold evening, Ryo found shelter near a small fire at the edge of the mountains. An old man sat there, sharpening a blade worn smooth by time. The blade was chipped, but the hands were steady. The old man spoke without looking up. "You walk like a man carrying invisible armor." Ryo said nothing. The old man continued, "Armor made of pride protects nothing. It only makes you heavier." Those words cut deeper than steel. Ryo stayed. Days became weeks. He gathered wood. He cleaned the ground. No one praised him. No one noticed. And for the first time, his effort had no reward. At first, this broke him. Then, it freed him. Each morning, Ryo sat in silence. Each night, he reflected. He trained patience. He trained humility. The old man said little, but when he spoke, his words stayed. A warrior who needs victory to feel strong is already defeated. One night, beneath the stars, Ryo faced his greatest enemy. Not a rival, not fate, but himself. The voice that whispered, "You failed. You are nothing." Instead of fighting it, Ryo listened, and then he bowed. In acceptance, the voice lost its power. The old man finally spoke. "Strength is not control, it is clarity." Ryo understood. True strength was endurance, not dominance. Presence, not pride. Ryo returned to the town quietly. No announcement. He worked. He served. People noticed the change. He spoke less, but his words carried weight. Ryo never became what he once was. He became something better. A man who could lose everything and still stand. Because his strength was no longer built on success. It was built on truth. If you are in a season of loss, do not rush to rebuild what you had. First, discover who you are without it. Because true strength is forged in the fall. And once you find it, nothing can take it from you.